down by where they say the Nile has its source. Well, essentially, that may be where they touched down. But man did not have a beginning. That is an illusion. That's the illusion that they want you to believe is real. The real truth about man is that man never had a beginning. Man constantly keeps, it keeps redefining itself. Man is the redefinition of purpose within the consciousness dynamic of involution and evolution. That's all it is. Man just keeps recreating itself.
Okay, I have two quick ones. Okay. What is the connection between, I talk to people who follow the Yoruba philosophy and people who are with Kemet. Okay, I find some Yorubas bear witness or feel that they migrated west from Kemet. But I've heard one who's supposed to be a high priest or whatever say that, oh, Kemet, they only have X amount of Orisha or gods. But in Yoruba, we have over 2,000. I mean, he was very distinct. Like, there's no connection whatsoever. And they believe in their, I don't like to call it mythology, but I'll call that, for lack of a better term, that they came down to earth by way of a chain. Okay? And that's where it all began, there at Fa. Okay? I'm kind of like in a cross-up. I'm saying, you know, they said, well, our history goes back 7,000-8,000 years. Kemet is only 5,000.
Okay, that's enough. First of all, the chain that they're talking about is the DNA helix. We all came from that chain. The DNA helix. The helix. That's the chain of life. At this time, when people start bragging and believing that they were the first, it's all bullshit. We got to definitely be suspect of anybody who keeps talking about how great they were, 2,000 Orishas. I could give less of a royal shit, not to be so disrespectful. I don't care. I'll tell you the truth. I know that there is a divinity within us that expresses itself multifariously. I know that divinity is real because I am here deciphering with you. I am here with you interfacing, and I know that you are divinity. And I know that you are Orisha. I know that you are Neteru. I know that you are Nibiru. I know that you are everything that we perceive outside of ourselves. We are that. Now, not to be disrespectful for anybody practicing anything, but if you're practicing at anything, you still ain't got it right. That's one. Number two, if you feel that you have to worship anything outside of yourself rather than just give respect, then there's something wrong. That's part of the illusion. That's part of the paradigm.
When you become initiated, you are, your Orisha is put into your head. You become that.
I give respect to that feeling and that belief. But there's a dynamic beyond that. That whatever it is that they're putting onto you is ceremonially only ceremonious. Nothing can be put on you. Whatever you are is based upon involution. You evolve from the involutionary seed that is placed upon you based on your experiences. There is no such thing as anyone giving you spirit. That's like anybody giving you a cure. There's no cure to any damn thing. There is only healing that is done by divine intelligence. There are many ways for you to interface and play with the dynamics that they call Orisha, with the dynamics they call Neteru, with the dynamics that they call angels. These are interfacing patterns of light, and how they, through their own interfacing with the prism of life, gives you the specific color of your awareness, and thus the names that you give to these things. That's all it is, sister. And until we free ourselves of the bondage of belief structures, that's what keeps us in this paradigm of idiocy. We will always be here. Yeah. The last where the white man came from? Oh, there are many dynamics. Really, right now, I don't care because he's here. You know, you don't wonder where the cancer came from. You don't wonder where your problem came from. You want to know how to solve it. Really, the dynamics is there is no creation beyond the fact that there is degeneration. That he himself studied himself and wondered why he was so different from everything and everybody on the planet, because everything on the planet that was alive had pigmentation. He did not know why he did not have pigmentation. He deifies all animals that are white. Our ancestral peoples, the so-called natives, our indigenous peoples, used to use the white buffalo as a sign. The white buffalo simply meant that there was a change in the order. The consciousness dynamic was changing. It meant that there was the death of a paradigm. Anything that is white signifies death. It believes it is the beginning. Any death is a beginning. It is not an end. So the signal of the white buffalo was a beginning. It was the signal of a time to come. Anything white shows you that that strain is degenerating and dying. So when you see a white tiger, a white horse, or these things that come out white and pale, you know it was the degeneration of a specific species. The Caucasian essentially speaks to the degeneration of a type, a consciousness type, which you, as the melanated people, were the original, the forebearers of that. The dark people, the darkest of all the dark peoples, were black to the point of not being able to be seen. Their eyes did not have any white in them because there were no sclera. The ability to see not only physical light but the consciousness light was denoted by the skin tone color. From the darkness came the light, but in order for the light to be able to understand itself from the darkness, it had to return to the darkness, and that's why black was created on your skin or as your skin. So you are the best diffusers of light because of the pigment you have. And the darkest of all the darkest people were blue black, purple black, green black, yellow black. This black was the field upon which the awareness grew. It was the soil upon which consciousness grew. The level of your consciousness was denoted in the color that you radiated. That's why you could see some of the vestigial remainders of our people. You see them sometimes in Africa, the Senegalese. They're so black they're radiating blue or even green. These were the people, the original peoples. These were the original consciousness dynamic. But as it stands right now, we just brown. What we brown from? We brown because we are scorched earth. There is no hue in the hue man anymore. The hue was what gave off the color consciousness dynamic, which connected us to those light codes that we have. Right now, we're just barren earth. There is no consciousness growing on this soil because there is no hue on the color tone. There are no tones. You understand? So right now, even though we have vestigial remainders of the color, which is fantastic, we still have the earth that can be terraformed with consciousness. You don't have the hue anymore. You have to terraform this earth, this thing. You have to change the dynamics of this earth. Change the agreement you have to function in this particular earth so that you turn the hue that once glowed. Those are the original ones. That's the hue and the hue man. That's right. Yes, beloved. That's that book, sister.
I work with preschoolers.
Mm-hmm.
And although personally I have never favored microwaves,
Mm-hmm.
I never bought one.
Yeah.
But there is one there.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to know the effects that microwaves have on our bodies,
Okay.
particularly little small children
Mm-hmm.
that are 3 and 4 years old.
Yeah.
Very often, when the microwave is being used,
Mm-hmm.
they're directly in line with those waves.
Right.
Will you speak on that, please?
It's a very good point. I confess to be a user of microwaves at times. But I know that I have a energy dynamic that can help to put it back into check. But children, never bring them around a microwave. Definitely not around a microwave. A microwave kind of destroys food from the inside. It essentially heats from the inside. Any kind of heating is a destroying mechanism. Okay? So all of us guilty of that in heating our food. Doesn't matter whether you heat it from the outside in or the inside out. You destroy it. The microwave uses short waves, and short waves are most destructive. They heat the fastest because they come like that. Instead of going through it, they They bombard. And what they do is when they reach to the center of it, it explodes from the inside. The microwaves explode when they hit. The idea is that's why it's spinning like that. It's hitting from all sides, and it's exploding at the center where the molecular structures are. So that's why it heats from the inside. Sometimes you can feel the top, it's cool, but if you reach the bottom or anything, it's hot as heck hell. Well, it's exploding from the inside. So it's a way of reversing destruction. It's instead of heating from the outside in, it destroys from the inside.